Very much.
Welcome.
Do I have to? Yeah, Isaac, I put in my name first, but yeah.
Welcome. Hi.
Hey. Are you okay, Sakib?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. Sakib is sitting right in front of me and she was struggling with something.
No worries. Thanks for taking care.
I feel very interesting sensations today, and I feel like a little bit of and I just want to sit with you to see what it is, or to just see how it wants to, because I feel like a big, like, fuck you feeling, kind of like a big, that is how it feels, you know, a little bit like this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, it feels raw. It feels vulnerable. It feels real. So if it's possible, just going into the touch underneath the fuck you. Just with curiosity, not making it mean anything, just very gently. Exploring, yeah. Not needing to know what it is. It's sensational, so, you know, always hard to describe it. Just
Yeah, it feels very different.
I love that you let me in and feel it with you. It's really sweet.
Oh, it feels also really, really nice actually, because it feels like a little bit of a lid is going off. Yeah.
It's beautiful to me. Very, to me, again, just this is my impression, but it feels like a very young organization, and it's just getting honest with itself in the most sweet way, and yeah, and, yeah, beautiful. I feel privileged to meet this. And this young organization doesn't have to be alone in it. It's being met in it. It's precious, beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I love that we can just be in it without trying to get rid of it or understand it, no agenda. Just, oh wow, present to it. It's rare and it's beautiful.
Mm.
Thank you.
So sweet how you, yeah. Thank you very, very much.
Beauty.
Very precious to me. I feel this saying one more time. I feel so grateful.
Yeah, and there's such a sweet touch there because there's also tears, but the tears are not sad. There's a little bit of sadness, but it's also an overflow, just a beautiful tears to me. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it just feels like being very. I feel so grateful that, like, the more, like, it's so nice to feel so deeply, to just that instead of like not like being numbed, like just that actually how nice it is to be like that your heart breaks in a way that it's
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exquisite.
And then to share it together, that's yeah. Judith would like to speak.
Okay,
Hi, Isaac.
Judith.
I don't see you yet. I see Eva. Perhaps if you speak.
Okay, if I speak,
now
does
you
that
are there. Yes.
Cool.
Hello.
Hello.
Isaac, I like to bring in that I'm sitting with a lot of anger, rage, anger, but like enough. Enough is enough. It's, and I love to meet it with you. Yeah.
Comes in my mind to just speak. It's like just a true honoring of this, what you're calling anger, like enough, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and again, this is maybe useful, maybe not. I can just tell you what I pick up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's that energy of enough, but somehow it has a sense that it won't be heard, or something that
Mm-hmm.
it,
Yes.
yeah. So it comes off, not all the way just absolutely clear. It's like it adds a little bit to it to try and really get heard.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it's like the enough is, I find, it's very clear, but then the expression of it has like there's wiggle room in it, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Yes.
so, yeah.
The anger, it just comes out because over the last day I had other emotions coming up, like the depth of despair and darkness, and a lot of tears and sadness, and totally disencouragement, almost like a lapse. And tonight and this morning is just this angry. So it is a mix what you feel. I think I can recognize in all this, and
Okay,
finding
cool.
my
Yeah.
way
In it,
to a
yeah.
clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. And that's, I mean, that is a beautiful exploration, just like really, I'm here. I'm not moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Such interesting times, because it's bringing up so much for so different people, just like this. Yeah.
And that not being heard is definitely a frustration. Yeah.
Oh, so interesting to feel all the different strands of this, Judith. It's interesting. Yeah. I just like it's how I'm sensing it. It's like, there's a place in consciousness that's like a mountain. It is not moving. And then there's like when a no comes and it's not from with it, absolute willing to die for it.
Yeah.
Then it comes with like a lot of noise, you could say.
Yes.
Because it wants to be heard, but it's not 100% in it, committed to it in a sense. It's, yeah. It's like,
yeah.
So and then it's like that signal gets picked up, so it doesn't get truly honored. Yeah. It gets kind of played with, and it's like it,
constantly around it, and
yeah. So anyway, something like that. So it's just seeing where that sits in this system also. It's just like I think we all know it, and there's no right way or wrong way to be, but it's just fun to just notice all the little nuances of it. Yeah.
Actually, what you say, it's also about a very clear boundary about this is it. Yeah.
It feels lovely. It's getting softer and getting clearer. The way I sense it, anyway. Yeah. But with no intention to make it softer. It's just by itself. Yeah.
It's more like being here and a willingness. Being in there together.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Monica.
Okay. Hello, Isaac. Can you see me and hear me?
I see you and hear you.
Great. I want to sit with you a little while and then looking whether something's showing up or not. Okay.
Welcome. Yeah.
Okay, it don't go away. I have to speak it out. Okay. Okay. Phew. Yeah. I'm thinking about how do you perceive us? You said once that you perceive us inside you. We are, also I perceive you. Here am I, and there are you. Sometimes, or yeah. But you said you perceive us in you. The other direction perhaps, and I'm thinking about that. Is it like a lucid dreaming a little bit? In a lucid
Okay,
dreaming?
so no, let's play. So just simple, yeah. Right
Okay.
now, the
Okay.
eyes are seeing light, yeah. Now, where does that seeing actually happen?
In my brain.
So, you know, you say that it happens in my brain, but hard to say where exactly, yeah?
Mm.
Yeah, you can't say an exact point. All you know is that you say in my brain, but I say that's appearing, even what you call your brain is appearing in awareness.
Yes.
Okay, so, and you hear this voice. Where does the hearing happen?
In awareness.
In awareness, yeah. And you feel my energy or my signals or whatever you want to call it. Same thing, in awareness, yeah?
Mm.
And then somehow, like there's a interpretation, but wait, you're over there and I'm over here. But where are you and where am I? All appearing in awareness, actually. Yeah?
Mm.
What you call you and what you call me is all appearing in awareness, yeah?
Yes, and it's for you that that this is a. I don't. It's very difficult to express it, but it's for you that that's a fact. You know it. The same with dying. You know that you cannot dying, okay? Because awareness cannot dying, okay? But I believe it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but so now what we just explored wasn't a belief. You had a look to see where does seeing happen,
Yeah.
where does hearing happen, where does all sensing happen, and we can see it happens in awareness. And that sensing of what you call your bodying and your personality or the automatic filters, all appearing in awareness. And then you could say there's the ideas of, there's the bodying itself, which we just get a tiny sense of. We don't, of the entire 80 trillion cells, we're not in touch with much. So this bodying is, it's like everything's appearing in this awareness. And then we have these concepts of yours and mine and what's you and what's me and like this kind of thing. But actually, those are just, kind of filters in a way. Yeah? And those filters also, where do they come from? Depending, many factors, yeah? So that awareness is here. We don't have to do anything for it. In that awareness is this activity that shows up as a sense of me or I. That activity stops, there's just presence. That activity is not who we are by any means, it's just an activity, yeah? Including memory, including impressions that we have of ourselves, what other people have told us about us, what we think about ourselves. None of that's who we are, yeah? So, like that. That's not... yeah.
So you say when activity stops, then there is awareness. There's only awareness then when activity stops.
There's always awareness. Just
Yes,
sometimes some at moments there's that activity of I, and there's not a seeing that activity isn't who I am. There's a somehow believing that the sense of I is who I am, rather than, oh, that's just an activity that's playing, and it itself changes, depending on whether things are going well or things are not going well, whether we had enough sleep, whether, so many things. It's just like, yeah, have a big fight, you have a certain sense of yourself. Have a love affair, you have another sense of yourself. It's like something happens and you feel grateful, or something else happens and you go, oh shit, why did that happen to me? All different. Yeah. Did that answer your question?
A little bit.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because I'm not so much in the perception or awareness that there is all one. You know what I mean? At the moment, here is a body, and there is a body. There is also the perception of that.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's not the perception. You and me are also just awareness, and we are one. You know what I mean?
You see, it's so funny to hear you talk like that, because a few seconds ago there was definitely that sense of everything was appearing in awareness, and then something, then something moves back to another. It's just like,
yeah, I think it's not possible to grasp it by the mind. I think it's
not possible.
not possible.
Yeah.
Just in an approaching, yes.
Yeah, there's habits of attention, and they they're so familiar, and it goes back to what it knows very quickly. Who does that?
But when I'm longer in contact with you, without speaking, then the boundaries are vanishing. Then there's just awareness. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Isaac.
Who's that?
Afia.
Afia. Let me
You see
find
me?
you here. Not yet. I'm just looking quickly here. Oh, you must be on somehow you jumped to my second page, I think. Well, no. Now I see you. Got it. Okay. Oh, great. Hey, Afia.
Oh.
Hmm.
Are you ready for some shitty sensations?
Oh, with pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for checking.
Yeah.
So let's make a distinction as we start to explore, because the moment there's a description of like shitty, then there'll be something going on automatically, unconsciously, of resisting. And it's not something we do. It's just something that happens.
It feels like I cannot feel it on my own. That's how it feels. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
it might be. It could be. It can be like that, Afia. It's, just depending on how old that organization is, or where where that information is coming from, so to speak.
Yeah.
So let's just rest and see what it wants to show us. We just here. I'm not an expert, but to me, this feels like prenatal, like, the time of being in the womb. I feel it's like so out there in a way. Yeah, I don't know how it is for you, but I just tell you how it senses in me, just like floating in space. Yeah.
So countless.
And so we're here together, Afia. We just floating. Okay, it's okay. If I was able to, like, be physically close to you, or maybe let your head rest on my chest so that you could hear my heartbeat or something like this, like, so you would, you would hear there's a heartbeat there that you can turn to and just. Just as we rest here, like this sense, if there's like a little bit of releasing, like something just, like that breath there, just like that.
Yeah, and I do feel more warmth and
Yeah.
I felt more
Yeah.
and more soft in my legs now.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. I can feel it. You know, and this is so young. I mean, it's way before thought. It just, you know, when it feels out there on its own, something tightens up to survive it in a way.
Yeah.
But now that it feels held, it's something starting to relax, and I can feel sweet releasing happening in my system.
That image of hearing the heart is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, just being held and welcome, you know, it's like, wow, you don't have to do anything or be anything. Just sit. Yeah. Take time just to be and let. You know, that's a time where, like, the nervous system is. I mean, it's amazing, you know, all this intelligence forming itself into a human nervous system, and just, you know, if somehow the mom wasn't all the way grounded in her embodiment, or, you know, then the system didn't get that deep sense of presence, you know, that, and it's just like it is. It's not a big deal. Nobody, I'm sure nobody had any bad intention. It's just, it's funny. Yeah.
It feels like something is, like my pelvis is built. Something is getting built there.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, so beautiful, Afia. Yeah. Yeah, your body's getting the information it didn't get it. And, you know, that little time in the womb, it's getting new information. Feels very good to be just, yeah, feeling and
Yeah, I think it's good for now.
so
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Afia.
Yeah.
Sylvie would like to speak.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Sylvie.
Can you find me?
I found you.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
On this Mother's Day, I wanted to look at the lineage of the mother. Yes, how do I pronounce that? The mother pain lineage in my family, and my mother also was not able.
Yeah, you know, and it's interesting how, you know, in a few generations, like, then, you know, there's your parents, and they both had parents, and those parents all had parents. So, you know, like, in a very short time, there's a lot of different nervous systems involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, the mothers on your father's side, the mothers on your mother's side. It's like, wow, a lot.
And it's all in my DNA.
Yeah, all there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, in a, you know, one way we're standing on all our ancestors' shoulders. Yeah.
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 There's a lot of fear coming from that, and also a lot of sadness.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in my view, it's not that surprising because we can see how tricky it is to have intimate relating. And certainly, the previous generations, there was not a lot to rely on. If you had difficulty with your husband, good luck. Who did you speak to? The priest. And they had a lot of experience in relating, I guess.
Yes, right.
So, where did you go? You suffered in silence. You couldn't divorce and all this stuff, It was terrible on every side. If you were lucky, you became friends or something. But
yes,
we live in an age where there's so much deeper understanding of dynamics and not taking it personally and all that stuff. So different times. Ancestors went through wars and all kinds of stuff, starvation. It's just different times,
yeah. Yeah, it's shifting a little. Yeah.
I mean, it's just coming across my screen, but, people are people, attractions happen, and, when, that's considered evil or bad, and, those things get suppressed and they're not allowed, and man, oof, a mess, huh?
It's difficult to be a human.
you need a PhD or something in
Yes.
humanness.
Yeah.
So when we see it like that, then we can just honor, wow, thank you, you did your best. I see it.
Yeah. I feel lots of love again. Yeah. Thank you, Isaac.
You taught.
Hi, Isaac. It's me.
I see you.
I could very much relate to Eva, who was these raw and vulnerable feelings. feels so good to be seen. Oh, now it's getting quieter.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Connie would like to speak. Connie, you are muted.
Dankjewel.
I see you. Can you see me?
I see Eva.
Hello. Does that work?
Oh yeah, now I see.
Now it works. Okay.
I would like to just sit with you.
One more time.
I would like to just sit with you.
with pleasure. We'll finish soon. We're going to answering machine. So.
At the moment we got in contact, the grandson of my neighbors came in, bong, 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 the washing machine is starting, bong, bong, and
Wat hier does this?
well, I'm not familiar with just resting with somebody, really resting with somebody. I'm touching it here and there.
Yeah.
And well, last week I went to the beach with a man I hadn't seen him for 3 years. And right away he started putting in his arms and I was like, and these things happen so often. And I got so, and I could say no, before. It's so nice to feel.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. There's a lot going on about boundaries and feeling myself
and learning. Yeah, gently learning.
My heart is so excited that something very big is happening in me.
Mm. Mm. Beautiful to rest together, huh? Mm. Mm. Thank you. Mm. Mm.
Reisha would like to speak. Yeah.
Hello. Can you see me?
Yes.
Good.
And you, me?
I see you.
I just felt pulled to put my name in. That's it.
Good.
And I think it's new for me. Last time you said, just let's rest without agenda. I think that's something new for me. Not put an agenda to something.
Mm.
Just came up. And always the dance begin when I stay with you. So
Mm. Mm.
I guess it will never end. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Rock and roll, yeah.
You know, it's so rare for nervous systems to meet each other without any defenses, without any confused signals,
Yes,
just resting.
yes.
Because those patterns, you know, they helped us to survive for so many years, and so it's rare that it's just presence, nothing to do, nowhere to get to, just here, resting vulnerably, nakedly. Not via the personality or via anything, just here, presence.
What a tsunami to come to this simplicity. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Lailani? Yes, you are unmuted.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Lenani.
Hi. Can we just rest together?
With pleasure. How would you describe it?
I don't know. Really don't know. How would you describe it?
You be poetic and just see what comes.
Oh, I felt an expansive feeling, like an opening.
Yeah.
And there was something going on in the back of my head, like an intense feeling. But mostly,
yeah,
just opening.
Opening, yeah.
The sort of feeling you could just stay with and not move from.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm sure it would only deepen.
Yeah, no, it's true.
If I stay, yeah.
And the beauty is, as it deepens, and different subtleties come into view too. You know, it's just like it's a never-ending story. It's just like, but it's just like this love flowing and this being received and receiving. You know, like this. It's beautiful.
And it does feel like we're one. Yeah.
Yeah. Just exquisite. Yeah. Thank you. Mm.
Ja, Isaac. You see me?
I see you.
Cool. Just want to rest with you and probably explore the running part. It becomes more easy, slowly to stay with that energy above.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
still,
beauty.
something like, well, that's the movement to be met in it, and don't come too close, and then it's the sense that it can stay. I don't know if you sense that too.
Yeah. Thanks, Esther.
Thanks.
Miss Del Mar would like to speak.
Miss Del Mar, there you are.
Yes, you're unmuted.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, can you see me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Fantastic.
Can I just sit with you a minute? There are a lot of sensations going on in my stomach and my torso. And feels like there's life moving life moving inside here where it wasn't really moving before.
Exactly. Beautiful description.
And it feels like that. Yeah.
Somehow the system feels vulnerable and open to be felt and seen. It's beautiful.
Yeah. That's come with, I'm not sure if it's the right word for what's happening, but I feel more an autonomy now.
Beauty, beauty, beauty.
Yeah. With so much going on and so much conflicting information, it leads me more to I can't really put my trust or belief anywhere. It just brings me back to
to here.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like you could call it like the scientific mind that wants facts and figures, and then there's that intuition that just like that gently sees and knows. It's not reliant on facts or figures or anything. It's just like somehow there's a wanting to rely on facts and figures and all that stuff. But again, it's like that's projecting an outward authority that knows more, or that's something like that. But this autonomy is just like, I'm here. Yeah. I recognize that even the so-called experts don't agree with each other.
Yeah, but it's something my whole life I recognize. I've just been looking for what
an external authority, authority.
My older brothers, my parents, and now it's just fallen apart in a way. It's really such a relief.
Yeah, I see it and I feel it. It's nice to see. Yeah.
And I see you, I feel you more from here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, unless we're standing on our own feet, there can't be a true flow of love, because it's already in the direction of entanglement. It's like so.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. That's just autonomous here presence.
And for everyone, are really, really lovely to be with everyone here. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Urja would like to speak. Urja, you are unmuted.
Yes. Yeah?
Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to you because, not because, I feel a lot of abundance and gratefulness all the days, especially in the nature, the flowers, and me feeling very open and receptive and having a lot of senses, more awareness of that I have a great nature around me, and how it makes me so happy. And well, I want to say thank you, because when I start the meetings last week or another week, I was busy to manage everything with Corona and doing a lot in my house, and it felt like an understream of oh, I survived this war happening. I will manage this, and I have managed it also. But the stress around it was like a mountain with all these rocks falling off, one by one. It was like, oh yes, I get calm and more like, you did good. You did it good. You did your best, even with the earplugs, and to go into listening more than talking in a story. It's different than sharing, of course. It all gives me a good feeling, but to say it, it's already, I have to put it in words, but I feel a lot of abundance and gratefulness and sharing, and people come to me, we go in the park, and it's nothing, you know, we do nothing actually, because there is nothing to do. If we take a metro, you have to put your thing, and to drive somewhere, yeah. So I was never so much at home as this weeks, this months, I already can say. And somehow it makes me so like a simple life and easy, and I feel connected with neighbors, and yeah, it's even more connected. But I would say that's why I wanted to come in the picture. The last time you was going to sleep 12 o'clock. Well, it was here 12 o'clock. You said I didn't sleep, I work hard. And I thought, okay, I can imagine, because I can have that moment too. But before, there was a guy talking to you about conditionings and patterns and his family and his mother. And when I hear his voice and I see his appearance, I really felt, hey, I had 20 years ago a big love with a German man, and he died.
I'm going to stop you.
I just want to say that I was crying because I felt as if I hear him talking, seeing him, and then I see you, and I see him in you, and you said, I'm tired, I go to sleep. But he was going in a coma and died, and I was really breaking up, like, oh, I miss this intimacy, this talking in the kitchen together. And I was rebuilding my kitchen this weeks, and I found stuff and things of him, and it's not about that. It was not a doing. It happens that I could feel, oh, I have been so much in love with that man, and so in the nature. He learned me to go beyond fears. And so the abundance is bigger than a person, you or me or him. But I felt there was such an abundance after the crying, and it's still around, because it brought me here where I am now. Now, yeah, I try to put it in words, but maybe it's already too much to put words on it. It's like a transmission.
Then please stop.
Yeah, but can you say something then? Can you say something about it?
What I see is when you start talking, for me, it's just like I can let the words roll over me, but there's no real food there. I'd miss you. I don't really meet you.
Yeah, that's true. But I wanted to just
stop then. Stop. I know. That's a habit in you that you just want to.
No, it was not about habit now. It was more that I was crying.
No. It's okay.
Yeah.
Can you listen to me for a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can listen.
So there's a wanting to speak something, and then a not noticing that you're losing me. I'm here.
Yeah, I see you.
And those moments now are gone forever.
Yeah, this moment is already gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries.
Now, yeah, I feel what you say, that I lose you in talking, because there comes a stress in me that I get not a chance to say it. But I even don't know what I want to say. And then I maybe get a little bit going along with the story. But I also feel an urge, I have to hurry, otherwise Isaac or anyone can say, hey, I cannot follow you anymore. But I need some space also. But maybe you need some space also.
Yeah.
So how can we
it's
do
just like it's like, you know, if you're talking to me and I'm watching television.
Yeah, but your hands, it's heavy, maybe your head.
Yeah.
Do I talk as if you look to the television?
No. I was just trying to make an example.
Yeah, because I like to talk on television, actually. Do some.
Yeah.
But what would you say then? Anyway, it's always nice to have attention in a way and to know what you know.
And it's lovely to get attention where you don't have to do anything for it. And when we go into a habit of doing something to try and get and hold attention,
No, yeah.
we get a quality of attention that doesn't, it's not real food.
No, but I began to talk that I felt a lot of abundance and gratefulness and thank you, and I feel a lot comes and goes.
Please stop, because this is again the same story.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet you and just be together. And when the talking's happening, I can just listen to a story and I don't meet you at all.
Yeah, true. But many people talk. And what then?
Again, this is nonsense to me, so stop.
Now, I feel you make a joke out of me a little bit. Because I see many people talking.
Just leave it.
Now, I don't need to defend.
It's not about right or wrong or good or bad.
Yeah. No, it's not about that, right or wrong. It's about being here. But sometimes I feel nervosity to you because I was sharing something vulnerable about that I had tears about an old boyfriend. I was 7 years with him and he died.
So I'd like you to stop, please. I'm not interested.
What is real there?
You see, somehow there's no capacity to hear what I'm saying. So what's the purpose of continuing?
Now I want to know what is real here then.
I'm not interested, Urja. I'm going to let the next person come. I'm sorry. We've had this conversation so many times.
Yeah, and now I don't know that you go back to it. Why you go back to that? Because I was in a totally different energy. I'm still in.
You don't hear me. I said to you, I like to meet you. And when you speak, I don't meet you at all. I just hear words coming at me and you're not there. And for you, it's very important to tell that story, but at my cost.
No, I don't want to tell the story. I felt responsible for my tears.
Stop.
Okay. Now, yeah, then we meet.
No, it's enough now. I want to give somebody else a turn. I'm sorry.
Okay. See you next time then.
With pleasure.
Okay. Thank you.
Christina would like to speak.
Christina, and let me see
you
if
are
I find
on mute now, Christina.
Okay, cool. I see you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
I really like to rest with you.
I love that.
And it's interesting. It's the same excitement, or to be a bit nervous, like in Hamburg. You're in Hamburg.
Yeah, and it's beautiful to see it. It's just that excitement comes. You didn't ask for it. It came by itself. It'll surely leave by itself. Yeah. So I feel a very, very sweet invitation to meet. And as we resting with that, just we hear, then like that invitation is refining itself and making it, it's like cleaner and clearer. Yeah. So we just here and we're just watching. The patterns at play, they have space to be here. It's okay. How do you sense that I meet you?
It's very moving because it's like we the same feeling, and it's like my heart is like going. Unfortunately, no translation now, but I hope you understand me. It's
I do, yeah.
And it's like bigger and.
Yeah.
And really, what they all others said, I'm so grateful that, because I was very sad that you won't come to Hamburg this year, and so that's really.
I don't know. Let's see if they lift the restrictions. I'll jump on a plane now. We'll see. I mean, I just don't know when and if it's going to happen. But for me, I would love to come. I see. Yeah, life is doing what it wants, as it always does.
Yes. And last week, sometimes I feel that I'm very easy get triggered sometimes, and so now this is maybe it's also the same. It's when my needs are not fulfilled, and now it's a feeling. Yes, it's. Yeah. Now there are no needs because I just. A little pressure sometimes here. I don't know if you can sense this. It's something, but then this connection is so, it's more. I can feel this, and I can't really explain.
Yeah, I understand. I feel you. Beautiful to be able to explore like this, huh?
That you said, I feel you, that moves me a lot. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. I'm just going to try put it into words. Let me know if you understand my words, and and just see if it resonates with your own experience. Yeah. So I see there's a deep yearning to meet beautifully and deeply, and then as we start exploring together, that capacity to make very fine distinctions starts to see how that yearning can actually meet itself in a very sweet way. So it's learning, it's just making these little micro adjustments, and it's starting to be able to stand on its own feet and then meet like love meeting love, you know? It's like, thank you. Mm-hmm.
I'm just checking in if Christina and Isaac, are you still in conversation, or is
no, it feels like it feels like it completed itself. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So then Alex would like to speak.
Alex,
You're
let me
unmuted,
find you.
Alex. Or
I
maybe
see.
not.
There you are.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex.
Hey. With Eva, I had a resonance. I can feel something vulnerable, wanting to be seen, getting in touch.
Beautiful. It's so beautiful to be honest with that, yeah, and naked in that. Yeah. You know, the common, usually when there's that going on, there's also like a defending against not being seen at the same time. So our signals are quite confused, but now they're very coherent. It's just, yes, I want to be seen, I'm here. And it's beautiful.
I am basically a very shy person.
Up till now.
But I cannot resist. Yes.
Up till now. Don't project it into the future.
Yes.
Because that's all we can talk about is the way it's been. We don't know what the future is. Yeah?
Yes.
Like at this moment, you're not shy at all.
And you know, when I can sense this softness, which I sense with you, there's total trust somehow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Something
Amazing,
new.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful.
I think there's somebody else.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Alex.
So it was complete.
Thank you very much.
Isabella would like to speak.
Oh. Hello.
You cough. Yes, there is a blanket.
See you?
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. Anything anyone wants to say before we complete for the evening? Thank you for showing up. Good night. So.